Boom. Thank you. If you've already been here waiting, sorry. You know, powers that be set it up that way. But what you're looking at is the only man, you know, besides Michael Jordan's brother that used to beat him when he was younger. You know, I'm talking about when he was Michael Jordan. Well, when he was Mike Jordan. We ain't talking about who can. We talking about who did beat him. Big game James Worthy. We not talking about can. We talking about who has. We not talking about who would. We ain't talking about mystery. We talking about what happened. We talking about what happened. Facts. It's already done. We already talked about his brother who used to beat him when he was a kid. We talking about who beat him in one-on-one basketball. Player versus player. So if somebody come in here and bring up Jordan's brother again. He played against Big Game James. And Big Game James, they played 5 games. Jordan won 2. Worthy won 3. Jordan wanted a rematch. And James Worthy never gave it to him. James Worthy, like, you ain't getting another rematch. Because Jordan came in there like big man on campus. But the big man on campus was only James Worthy, who was MVP of the finals. In college, he was the MVP. Jordan hit the game-winning shot, but Worthy was MVP. But when Jordan got there, Jordan started running off at the mouth. From the moment he signed in there, James Worthy recruited him. And Jordan started running his mouth as soon as he got to North Carolina. Talking about he finna take over.
Well, I remember recruiting Michael Jordan. I remember him coming in on a weekend, the football weekend, and I was down in my room at the end of the hall, and the elevator doors open up. And all I could hear was this big mouth, and it was Michael Jordan. And he was like, yeah, this is going to be my hall. I'm taking over this dorm. And I was like, he's still in high school. You know, he's still in high school. And I was like, who is this guy? And I never thought he was arrogant, but that he was full of confidence. Yeah. And I was better than Michael Jordan for about 3 weeks. First 3 weeks of practice. And I saw some things in him, Twan, that I mean, he dunked on Sam Perkins and I one time, and I still don't know how he did it. But I saw him in the raw. And most of us were kind of in the raw when we came to Coach Smith. And he either slowed you down or he either enhanced your game throughout his theory. But Michael was an incredible freshman. And, you know, one of the rare moments that he was able to start. Phil Ford, myself, and Michael, I think, was the 3rd freshman to ever start. So he was a competitor. I mean, the guy didn't like to lose in anything. You could play him in a game of backgammon, a game of cards, and he would be emotionally upset if he lost. And so I knew he was going to be an all-star, but I didn't know he was going to be possibly the best player I've ever played. Never.
See? So for those times, he was better than Michael Jordan. Now, Michael went ahead and surpassed him in talent and, you know, as far as ability. But Big Game James, it ain't like when Big Game James came to the pros, he sucked. Big James game was the show. Even though Magic ran everything and Magic was the star, the man that did the work was James. James is the man out there. He's one of the top 50 greatest players of all time. This man was MVP of the finals. How many people could say they were better than Michael Jordan for 3 weeks? James Worthy was. Big Game James. That man put on a show. But, you know, Magic got the shine, and James ain't. Worthy wasn't the kind of guy to get jealous over that. If you get shine, he ain't jealous. You getting shine. He gonna do his part to win. Of course, Isiah Lord Thomas III was better. I know y'all ain't complaining about the shorts now, and y'all wearing tight jeans with holes in them. And y'all complaining about the skinny shorts. I'm surprised y'all even want to wear baggy shorts. That's right. I got $1,500 on the Raptors tonight. But when they was in college, James Worthy was the man. But Jordan was the start as a freshman. Long arm Sam Perkins, Michael Jordan, James Worthy. I don't know who those other two guys is. That guy looked like an assistant coach. There's only been like at that time like 3 freshmen to start. His brother was better than Michael back when Michael was in like 8th grade. That's nothing. When your brother beats you when you're young, we talking about who beat him when he was somebody. That's because Isiah Thomas is modest. Jordan was a better scorer. Well, thank you, Smooth. I appreciate it. Jordan was a better scorer. Isiah could score if he wanted to play that game. If Isiah wanted to just say, screw it, I want to be a star, and just that's it, he'd have been Allen Iverson. That's it. Isiah could score anytime and he felt like it. The game came easy to him. Some players, they just exceptional. You ever see why Isiah kept beating Michael Jordan every time they played? I mean, they dominated the Bulls. You realize that? They're the only team that dominate the Chicago Bulls. They finally beat them in 91. That's all. Jordan finally got some help. He had the same players on the team he had the year before. We were dirty. We were dirty how we win championships. Three North Carolina players. I didn't realize how big James was over Mike. I forgot. Big Game James is like 6'9". He looked like a whole foot taller than Mike. Mike used to wipe the floor with Detroit. You better check your stats again, buddy. Because in the end, we get the W and he used to get the L. Why you think it took him 7 years? Took him 7 years before he started winning. We were the gatekeepers. We were the one to keep them out. Our challenge was Boston. We was fighting with Boston. The Bulls is nothing. They were peons to us. There wasn't a such thing as a flagrant foul back then. They created these stupid rules to try to derail the Pistons. But James Worthy knew how to play Mike one-on-one. And I know how he beat Mike. Big game James could play in the post. And then he was taller than Mike, so he knew how to shoot sky hooks over Mike. He knew how to get him to certain positions where he could just score. Jordan, in that time in the college game, hadn't perfected his fadeaway jump shot. But Mike had so many skills while he was in the air. You know, James would give him that, but James would force him to take that jump shot. And if the jump shot wasn't dropping, if he missed one, James could go and score like 4 in a row. James know how to bank him down, get him in the post, get him to the right spot he needed him. And James got so many different post moves, he was getting Mike up in the air. Using those veteran skills that you taught. So you could be the best athletic person in the world, but skills pay the bills. They count for something. So Big Game James is the one that beat Michael Jordan. So now you know. Michael was mad. He never got his revenge. He never got his revenge, man. He tried his best to get James Worthy to get him to get a rematch. James was like, nope, no rematch. You are not getting a rematch. Now, as far as the NBA, when it came to shutting Michael Jordan down, you see that poster? You see the poster, don't you? You see the poster? Of course, no one but Joe Dumars. Look at this. Can anyone shut Michael down? And look who they got. Joey D. Look what he doing. Of course not. But Joe Dumars and the Pistons come the closest. You see that? Do you see that? And you talking about Michael Jordan owned us. We own him and the NBA. Don't ever disrespect the Detroit Pistons again. Oh, I remember this cover. Mike was mad. Michael was mad. This poster got Michael mad. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I don't know why you call them dirty. All they did was win. But that's all I wanted to show you. We'll go and do a Pistons Bulls breakdown at another time. That'll be all night. That'll be a 6-hour live chat. I'm out.